I don't think we can say that about any of Seattle's young arms. Can the Mariners offer the upside of Patino or anywhere near the upside of Patino and 6 years of control plus dead ready on opening day? No, they cannot. They don't have a Patino to offer. And maybe next year we can say something maybe sort of similar about Logan Gilbert, although I'm not sure Gilbert will ever breathe that kind of ceiling. Patino's 21 years old, 95 to 98 mile an hour fastball. He's touched 100, a potentially above average slider, above average changeup. I mean, and with a high floor of a closer as well because of the big arm. So Seattle starts, when you're talking about a trade scenario and trying to match what the Padres gave up for the Rays, Seattle starts in a hole here because they're unable to offer the 6+ years of service, of a high ceiling arm ready to contribute right away in 2021. So the Mariners might have to make up for that, likely by adding either more players or by starting the deal with what might just be a better young player in a Jared Kelenic or a Julio Rodriguez. And to be honest with you, if I'm the Rays, I'm leaning heavy on Jared Kelenic because Julio Rodriguez is 2 years away. Then you add on top of that, on the high side, I'd say George Kirby because that's probably the closest thing Seattle has to Cole Wilcox. Plus, again, Francisco Mejia. You don't really have a catcher with a couple of years of Major League service time under his belt that's ready to step in right away, but so you might have to make up for that with a little bit more upside. Maybe that has to be Cal Raleigh to satisfy the catching ask as part of the deal for Tampa as well. Right now on the high side, this is a little bit on the high side, you're talking about Jared Kelenic, George Kirby, and Cal Raleigh, and say the fourth player is a reliever prospect. Somebody like a Matt Brash or somebody who's a couple of years away. At the very least, I think we're talking about a Kelenic or a Rodriguez plus a Brandon Williamson plus Luis Torrens and a Jake Fraley on the low side. Think about that. Because, and I tweeted this a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of bragged about that tweet earlier on Sunday. When it became apparent that Tampa was going to shop Blake Snell, I tweeted out, it's highly likely that a significant part of the trade return for Blake Snell is going to be arms. Either one arm or multiple arms. That's just the way they do it. And since they're trading away Blake Snell and they don't have a load of arms that are just ready to just step in, yes, they have a bunch of arms, but they have a bunch of injuries right now in Honeywell and Yarbrough, and they have some guys that can help. There's some questions about them. It was clear the Rays were going to need big arms coming back. So the Rays to reconsider what they prefer to do in a deal like that for Blake Snell in terms of getting high-impact arms that are ready right now, at least one, which they did in Patino, you're going to have to probably pay them 110 cents on the dollar, and that means Jared Kelenic. So I really, in the end, think bare minimum, you're Kelenic, Williamson, Torrens, and Fraley, for example. That is a steep price. Think about that. That is a steep price Seattle's not ready to pay.